Alright, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Hold on, give me 1 second. As you can see, the definition right here is America, and this is on the etymology, online etymology dictionary, which is etymology or etymolon.com, which is the study of the true sense of the word, the origin of the word, and how it's used in different languages, or the definitions of it in different languages. But this is the word America, 1507, the Western Hemisphere, North and South America, in cartographer Martin Waldseemüller's treatise Cosmography Introductio. It says from modern Latin Americanus, after Amerigo Vespucci, or Vespucci, 1454 to 1512, who made 2 trips to the New World as a navigator and claimed to have discovered it, in which we know that he didn't discover no America. The Israelites were already here. Columbus, and they still saying this in school. Columbus discovered America, in which Columbus didn't make it to North America. He made it to what is it? South and Central America. So the whole term America is a fraud. It ain't who we are according to the Bible. So that was just a name put on us because we were put in slavery. But give me 1 second. And that's for all the tribes, and that's even for the rest of the nations, because Esau, the elites, took the names because he wanted to confuse everybody. That's why America's known as Babylon. Didn't want nobody to trace back who were, so they can help promote that lie of being the Jews or the Israelites, but they call themselves Israelis, man. Because he's what? The deceiver, the devil, man. The forger of lies, man. Let me get that. Job chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Right, so the part forgers of lies is basically Esau is a liar, man. This world, he built this world on lies. From naming us names that we aren't, to naming all the continents and countries and lands different names. Hold on, I'm gonna get that too, Slakia. Slakia, bear with me. This is Psalm chapter 49, verse 11. It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, right? And Esau thinking his kingdom is going to last forever. That's why they made cartoons like the Jetsons and trying to go out of space. Ultimately, because they know what's coming to America. But, Esau wants to be able to stay in his rulership and his power forever, which is totally against the scriptures. And, the elites know that. The rest of the peons, they don't know nothing, man. It says, the peons is just the lower people of rank, man. The lower people of rank. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Right, Amerigo Vespucci. The word America. That's why the term or that word America is on everybody's name when you come over here to America. We are Americans, and they trying to do away with, in which they have. If you look at up on Wikipedia, a lot of people, when you look up their nationalities, it says American. It doesn't give the true nationality of that person, but it says. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, this is Amerigo Vespucci. It is an Italian. The original Italians were black people, starting with the Moors. The Moors went under the Moor, from the Latin Moreno, meaning what is it, black. There were Israelites that took on the Islamic religion. Amerigo Vespucci, Italian or Italian, however you pronounce it. The 9th of March 1451 to the 22nd of February 1512, was an Italian merchant, explorer, and navigator from the Republic of Florence, from whose name the term America is derived. And then you brothers, especially you new brothers who haven't went into this information, it's good to go through this information. It's one of the first things we learned when we came into truth. And then, it's good to go back through this information anyway. I'll be able to go back through it today. But yeah, man, that's where that word America came from. And that's how you know we're not Americans, man. So let's see if I get something else. And Esau is trying to be taken down because of all of his lies, man. The Lord gave him his chance to rule. So, he's at the end of his rulership, hence the reason why they're trying to bring in the New World Order. See, when they first said it, they said New World. They came to the New World, and which the only reason why they discovered the New World is because of the scriptures. And then from the New World, they're trying to bring in the New World Order. Salakia. Because I don't have none of these. I'm just going in the spirit, and a lot of precepts keep coming to me. But I don't have none of these in order thus far, but I'm do the best I can. This is All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 13. Well, you know what? I'm gonna start with this Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. All right, this Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt. Egypt is America. Again with ships, and we've been on them slave ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, our homeland, which is Jerusalem, not Africa. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies." Esau was our enemy. "For bondmen, slave men, and bondwomen, slave women. And no man shall buy you." Right, so ain't nobody gonna redeem us, get us up out of this captivity. As you can see, we still in this captivity. So the only person that's gonna deliver us is Yahweh Shai, man. When he comes back, man. See, the Africans ain't speak up for us and demanded that we come back, or America let us go, or they gonna go to war, and you Africans over there in America rise up, and ain't none of that shit happen, man. We still over here, and they look down on us, Ham, because we're not the same people. But this is Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 39. It says, whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, who Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Right, man. So the 10 tribes, the Latino tribes, and the Native American tribes. You had the southern kingdom, and you had the northern kingdom. Eventually Levi came back, but the Latin tribes were taken into captivity around 724, 726. Is it AD or BC? Salakia. My brain is kind of scrambled. But under Salmanasar the fifth, and ultimately Salmanasar's son eventually conquered and took hold of the rest of the tribes. When you look up the rest of the history on Wikipedia, it's Salmanasar the fifth, and it's gonna say that. So, verse 41. "But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt," which was the Americas. Man never dwelt here in America, just visited it at that time. King Solomon sent Hiram to bring back certain things, peacocks, if I'm not mistaken, from North America all the way back to the land of Israel, and it took a year and a half to do so. A year and a half to get there, and a year and a half back. Let me see if I got that right here. No, I ain't gonna say it right here. But I'm not finna go into that right now. But this is 41. "But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the Wart River. For the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over, and they came to the Horn of Africa." You have to look that up. It says, "For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half." It does say it, Slakia. A year and a half to get to the Americas. And the same region is called Asareth. So those two precepts was just the history on Judah, Benjamin, or the 12 tribes eventually coming to America. Now this is Ezekiel, because it's eventually, because this land actually was made for our sakes, but it's going to be eventually given back to us. We have to go through what we're going through so we can know, good and evil, and how to judge the correct way, man. All this was a plan of Yahweh, which was passed down to Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is working everything like how it's supposed to be worked through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai. So, but this is this is Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 27. I will overturn it, and it shall be no more until he come whose right it is, and it's the right of the Israelites to have this world, to rule this land, this world, man. And I will give it him. Because there was a chosen line, man. The Lord chose a certain people to rule this world, man. Okay, this second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54, it says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, right? And the people also whom thou hast chosen. See, there's a chosen lineage. It says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake, for the chosen line's sake, the Israelites, man. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So that's talking about the other nations, man. The Lord deals with the blacks, the Latins, the Native Americans, those that are of that descent, that are those relatives that come from that genealogy, brothers, sisters, cousins, mothers, etc. That same line, no matter what color you are, man. That's who the Lord deals with. Everybody else, he likened them unto spittle. We'll say it again, because that's how you're supposed to look at these other nations, because these nations ain't over us, man. We over these nations, man. They got to get up out of that slave mentality, that servant mentality, like these nations are over them, and come up out of it all the way. It's deep, the oppression that's been put on us, man. But that's why you gotta come back to the scriptures to understand. Alright, this second Ezra chapter 6, verse 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So that's what the other nations are likened unto. It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathens, see, the Lord called them heathens. Remember when your mama called you a heathen for doing some shit out of order that she didn't like, or whatever the case may be, doing some foul shit, That's how same exact, mentality, so to speak, but even worse. But it says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing, they are nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. And they are devouring us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. Right? The Lord discontinued us from our heritage and gave us over to the other nations. That's why we've been in slavery, etc., etc. If the world now be made for our sakes, because the world was made for us, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? Because there's an appointed time for us to retake this world, man. The Lord don't want us living like how this world is structured. This was for the heathen. He gave everybody their chance to rule. Now it's coming back to whose rightful authority it's supposed to be under, man. It says, if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? And we coming to the end of it right now. Hence the reason why you see World War III brewing, inflation going on, hyperinflation going on in certain countries, famines, which is a lack of food, pestilence, which is diseases, and the whole world got locked down from this COVID-19. Come on, man, move. Get your goofy self away from me. What are you doing? Salakia. So this is Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 14. Or is it 14 or 17? Salakia. Bear with me. Salakia. Start. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. It says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, America, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. Right, so we discontinued from our heritage, hence the reason why we're being called Americans, Latino Americans, Native Americans, or these other bywords and proverbs. That was a curse unto us. Like a Mexican, Aztec Indian, nigger, African American. That was a curse unto us from the Lord, man. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Right, so that's why we got all those titles, but not our true nationality. And, Esau took our true nationality and called it his own. But the reason why all this chaos and all this wickedness and stuff is going on is because the Lord is giving it back to us. So, all praise to Habashim Shai. Call Allah Habashim Shai. Give honor to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that are doing the truth with sincerity. Shalom.